On the board, we have represent the solution of the equality on the graph. What I want us to do here is we have to solve the solution on the board. We solve this question on the board, and after solving it, we represent it on the graph. Now, this is a very simple question. Whenever you have come across this in any of your question, beat exams anywhere, just smile. When you smile, then you start solving. Very simple. So, what are you waiting for? Let's trash this on the board. Now, first of all, I'll repeat this same question. I'll bring it down. I'll bring the same questions down by repeating it here. You have 3 brackets x plus 1. This is less than or equal to, you have your 5, open the bracket, x minus 2 plus 16. So what should I do here? First of all, I'll open the bracket. We need to open the bracket. How do I open the bracket? I'll use the number outside to multiply everything in the bracket, thereby opening the bracket. Now let's open it. You have your 3 times x, which is your 3x plus 3 times 1 is 3. Then you have your less than or equal to 5 times x is 5x minus your 5 times 2 is 10 plus your 16. You see it? You open the brackets. After opening the brackets, you get all the values you're seeing here. Now, after doing this, what should be the next thing? First, is collecting of lightens. When you watch, we have variables that looks alike here. This is a variable. This is a coefficient, variable of x, coefficient, and a variable of x. So we need to bring these that have the same thing in common. We bring them together, and we take this coefficient here to the other side to hit the next coefficient. So these two that look alike, but they have something in common, variable of x. So what we should do here is this 5 here, bring it to this side. This plus 3, take it to the side. And remember, when a sign is crossing with a coefficient, the sign will change. When a sign crosses this equality sign, inequality sign, this is less than or equal to. When it crosses this, it will change. How? Now, listen up. This 3x remains here. When this is a positive 5, a positive 5x. When the positive 5x crosses this sign and comes to this side, it will change to negative 5x. Because this sign has changed, this inequality sign has changed the positive into a negative 5x. So after this, what's the next? You bring down the sign less than or equal to. So after that, remember, we have minus 10 and plus 16. This 3 is here. We need to take this 3 to meet the rest because they have something in common. So what should I do? This minus 10, I'll bring it down. Minus 10 plus 16. Now that 3, look at the 3 here, plus 3. I'll take this plus 3 to the other side. When it crosses this sign, it will change to minus 3. You see that? So lightens have been collected. The both that looks alike, this side, the other side. So after the lightens have been collected, now what should we do? We need to subtract. Now let's subtract. 3x minus 5x will give us minus 2x. Minus 2x. You put your sign. Now, there's something I want to arrange these. Now, if you want, you have minus 10 plus 16 minus 3. I want to rearrange it. Minus 10 minus 3 plus 16. I've arranged it. So here will be minus 2x, the same sign. Now, minus 10 minus 3 will give us minus 13 plus 16. I put on it. Minus this give us minus 13. You bring out your 16. I'll still bring this one down. Minus 13 plus 16 will give us 3. Minus 13 plus this will give us 3. So having gotten to this point, we want the x, that variable there, to become to stand on its own. You want the x here to stand on its own. You want this x to stand on its own. So for this x to stand on its own, what should we do? We divide both sides by -2. We want to make this x subject of formula. The only way we can make this x subject of formula is by dividing both sides by that number attached to the x, so that the x will stand on its own. So what should I do? I'll divide both sides by -2. Now, divide both sides by -2 by -2. So when minus, we cancel -2, we remove 2. What is remaining there? X is remaining. And I want to tell you something. Whenever you're dividing both sides with a coefficient that has a minus, a subtraction sign, please, the inequality sign will change. This negative sign will change the equality sign. Now, since it is now less than or equal to, because you've divided both sides with a coefficient that has a minus, it will now change this to greater than or equal to. Now, you have this into this, becomes -3/2. See it down. But changing this to decimal, if you have to change this, to decimal, based on the board. Remember, we'll present this on a graph. You can leave it like this or change it to decimal. If I'm to change it to decimal, it will give us -1.5. If you have to change this to decimal, it will give us -1.5. Now, having done this now let's present this in a number line. My number line will not contain here, so I will leave this part. The number line will not contain here. Let's do the number line here, because they said we should solve. After solving, we present on a graph. So my answer is -3/2 or -1.5 in decimal. This is in fraction, while this is in decimal. Now, having gotten the answer, now let's present this now on a graph. Let's draw a graph. Now, this is your x side of the graph. Now, first of all, you locate the middle of it, which is your 0. You call here your 1, 2. In a graph is being split into two parts. You have the positive part and the negative part. This is the positive part, which you have your 3, 4, 5. So I'll stop at 5. You can extend it to 10 if you want, but I'll stop at 5 because we don't actually need this. Because our question there has a negative. We have a negative answer, so we don't actually need this part. We will concentrate on the part we need, which is the negative part, because the answer there, we have a negative answer, -1.5 or -3/2. So here will be -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. You can equate both sides. Now, we've drawn our graph. Now, how do we present these now on this graph? We got -3/2, or you have -1.5. Now, I want to make use of this -1.5. Now, how do I locate -1.5? Here. You know that 1.5 is in between 1 and 2. 1.5 is in between 1 and 2. Now, if you watch, these are our -1, these are -2. So our 1.5 will be in between this one and this one, because it has not exceeded 2. 1.5 is in between 1 and 2. So it will be at the center of -1 and -2. So if I'm to draw it now this is the in between this and this. This is my 1. Why this is my 2, -1 and -2. So my 1.5 will come in between -1 and -2, which is the center. So I'll draw my line here. And what's the next thing? I'll draw a circle. I'll shade my circle. I'll shade my circle because if you look at the equality sign, the inequality sign is having like a bar under. This is greater than or equal to. It's having this bar under that looks like an equal to. So whenever you have a question that has this, like this, under, you shade. But if it is not having it, you don't shade. If it's not having it, you don't shade. But if it has it like this now, you shade. But if you have something like this, only like this, you leave it open, you don't shade. But if it has this, you shade. Because of this, make it, you shade it. So our question, if you watch our question, it's having greater than or equal to. That's the reason I shaded, because of this or equal to under it. Now, after doing this, we need to direct our arrow either left or right. Now look at the arrow. The arrow is facing this position, the right position. Look at it. The arrow is facing this right position. Now, for the fact that the arrow is facing this position, we now direct it this way. So, this is our answer. It has been presented in number line. Thank you.